So, are we coaching NFL football or baby gymnastics? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Las Vegas Raiders head coach Jon Gruden being out after some racist and homophobic emails have surfaced. Now, the people that are talking about this in New York Times, all these news organizations, they're saying racist and homophobic, but I'm not sure that's what's going on. I think it's just a football coach being the football coach, right? That's kind of what's going on. Now, before I get to the specific things that were said, understand what we're talking about. We're talking about NFL football, professional football. What's the name of the game? You hit the guy in front of you as hard as you can to dislodge the ball, to stop him from gaining an inch of space on the field so you can get the ball back and score. It's head hunting. It's a violent sport. It's a contact physical sport. So when you're talking about coaching these guys who are the best of the best in the world, if you come across as soft, as weak, as unable to really be a man and have that assertiveness, you're not going to have success. And Jon Gruden has had a lot of success as an NFL football coach. He was a coach before, back in the day on the Raiders. And then I think he went to the Buccaneers, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, let me know. And then he was not coaching for a while, and he was on television calling games. And I think these emails come from that time, like right around 2011, a long time ago, actually. I'm not really sure how the emails are coming out right now, who leaked them, why they leaked them, how long they had them, or what's going on. I have no idea. But what I do know is that after he was on ESPN or on television or whatever, just commentating, he came back to the NFL in 2018 to coach the Raiders, and he got one of the biggest contracts ever. 10 years, $100 million. Okay, so that's quite a bit of money, and I presume he would get $10 million a year. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe he got a certain amount of money up front as a signing bonus as part of the $100 million, and they get paid progressively for each year. I'm not really sure, but it's probably about $10 million a year. His contract is second highest next to Bill Belichick from the Patriots, who gets $12.6 million a year. So very high contract for a very good NFL football coach. And again, if you want to be a football coach, National Football League, and the most brutal sport in the world, in my humble opinion, you got to have that tough edge on you. You know, back when I was a kid, I would see his faces on the field, kind of like, grunting and scrunched up, kind of like Chucky. And I'll place a picture of that on the screen before you. But anyway, so racist and homophobic. He was talking about the NFLPA, that's the NFL Players Association. I think the president or the head, the chair, whatever they want to call him, DeMaurice Smith. And in the email, he said DeMaurice had lips like Michelin tires, like this, as far as the size of it. So people took that and said, "Oh, you're being racist by talking about his lips. Oh, he's black, he got big lips, and the Michelin tires because they're black. That's racist." Is that racist? I mean, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure that's necessarily the case. Maybe you could call it like that, but there was no racial slur or anything like that involved. Basically, he said he had big lips. So I'm not really sure what the context was either. I think maybe there was a conflict because with the NFL, the Players Association, and the union, there's always financial conflicts and weird things going on. So I'm not really sure what the context was, but was it racist? I don't know. I mean, it could have been, but I'm sure, again, this is NFL football. I'm sure worse things are said in a locker room and on the football field than that. I mean, look at the players themselves. A lot of these guys got assault charges, beating their wives, drugs, all types of stuff. DUI, guys have been locked up. Michael Vick went to the penitentiary for 2 years and came back for dogfighting and still played 7 more years in the league. So, I mean, when we put things in a certain level of severity, it's kind of hard to rank what he said above anything else. But when those comments came out, the threat of being fired or whatever wasn't really on the table. from what I'm able to see. However, more emails came out, and then there was some quote-unquote homophobic language. Now, this, in my humble opinion, was not homophobic. And shout out to Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle mentioned this in a variety of ways because he said, first of all, you can be a rapper, a black rapper, and kill somebody, and it won't ruin your career. But if you talk about the LGBTQ LMNOP, then that's a problem. Jon Gruden called Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, a clueless anti-football XYZ. And I'll place the word he used on the screen before you. I'm not going to say it right here because we are on the internet, so I don't want to have to get my channel blocked. But is Roger Goodell gay? I don't think so. Then he called Joe Biden a nervous, clueless XYZ. Is Joe Biden gay? I don't think so. So what are we really saying? Like, I guess because he used the F word, the F bomb before the clueless anti-football XYZ for Roger Goodell, I guess that was enough to say, oh, this is homophobic and whatnot. And there were some other things unveiled in the emails, banter between him and I think it was the Washington Redskins at the time, chair. There were some emails between them where he would say certain things, just kind of off-color humor, F word and all this and that. And, it was like typical locker room talk, typical barbershop, typical football coach type stuff. It wasn't anything really bad, but apparently it was to go ahead and get him fired from his job. But that's the direction the NFL is going in. And we've seen that over the past few years. We've seen them LGBTIs, National Football League, softening it up. Now I understand the whole thing about concussions. Gruden was mad about the concussion protocols and all that. I understand that point. You don't want to have your players limping off the field, not knowing who they are. You don't want to have a Junior Seau on your hands or anything like that. And if you know, I won't get into it right now. But you don't want your guys to be so debilitated after playing football that it's a problem for you financially or an issue for the guys that are playing. So you want to make the game safer, but at the same time, does safer mean softer as far as the image? Do you want to be seen as a cute and cuddly organization? Are we playing flag football? Like, what's going on? At a certain point, you're playing football. So either you're going to have the sport or you're not. And I think that the direction they want to go in is by eliminating the sport. Just slowly but surely, death by 1,000 cuts. The concussion thing, that's one thing. But then it's, well, you can't say certain offensive language in your private email that got leaked to the public, or we're going to fire you. Or we're going to have the LGBT stuff. We're going to have the gay pride flag on the football field. I saw that. I think one of the uprights, the field goal post, one of the uprights for that had the LGBT flag on it. It's like, why? What is the purpose? Some NFL guys that play in the league right now might be gay, but so what? What's it got to do with having the LGBT organization be on the football field? Why have it be so soft? These commercials they have for the football, before the football games, during the games, is all soft. Back when they had Bob Costas, I'm not sure if he's there anymore, but Bob Costas will come on talking about save the earth whale, stop polluting the rivers, all this and that. It's like, I don't care about that. I'm a political guy. I'm really in tune with what's happening on the world stage, but I don't want to see that when I'm watching an NFL football game. I just want to enjoy the game. I want to enjoy the sport. That's it. I don't want anything else in the mix. So, yeah, shout out to Jon Gruden. I don't think what he said was really bad. I can understand how some are offended, but, I mean, come on. We're playing football here. Really. We're playing football. A lot of these guys got criminal records. A lot of these guys then been to the penitentiary. Dirty plays on the field. Guys trying to physically hurt other players just because they don't like them. Assault on the field happens all the time. All the time. Twisting your ankle when I'm tackling you. All that stuff. So I think on a level, again, of severity, what Jon Gruden said is not really that bad. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Jon Gruden said Was he correct, incorrect? Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. I don't think what he said was really that bad. I understand how some are offended, but I mean, come on. And quite frankly, I think that he was right talking about Joe Biden and Roger Goodell, and also about the NFL back when they drafted Michael Sam. Remember that? Remember the Rams at the very last pick of the draft drafted Michael Sam. And you know, as a gay player, and then they had the camera on these guys for the last pick in the draft. They had the camera on them, which is usually reserved for a guy that's going high round. The camera is in there, and then they broadcasted these men kissing on camera. I mean, stuff like that is like, all right, let's not do that. Okay, if somebody's gay or whatever, they could play football in the profession, you know, in the NFL. All right. But I'm not trying to have these guys kissing on camera on TV in front of little kids. And imagine you with your dad, you 8 years old, and you seeing these men on camera kiss. What is? I don't think what Jon Gruden said was wrong, but some people are going to be mad at him because of the kind of language he used. I think we need to look beyond the language and stop being so soft and offended every little thing, and look at the substance that was there, if there was substance, and see if it's correct or incorrect. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.